Today, we are going to talk about why Mr. Beast thinks that podcasts are overpowered. So I'll give you a little context here. I was actually listening to him. He's been on a podcast tear right now. And Neil, I don't know if I shared it with you. I'll probably share one of the episodes, but he's been doing like these 2-hour, 3-hour podcasts. He did a really good one with the Nelk Boys. He did like a 4-hour one with these other guys. And he's on a podcast tear right now. And I remember one of the things he said. So Mr. Beast, he's probably the most prominent YouTuber in the world right now. Main channel has like 105 million subs, and then his other sub channels have like 10, 20 million subs or so. So he knows YouTube. And so he was just saying, from like a content standpoint right now, podcasts are OP, and then gaming, that's known as overpowered. And what that means is the reason why he sees it that way is because let's say this is us doing a podcast right now. Okay, this is on video, and we're actually publishing this to our YouTube channel now. So we're on YouTube, our marketing school YouTube, and we're also publishing this into shorts. So our team's editing all this, right? And I have no doubt that this is going to continue to compound because the thing is, let's say it's Mr. Beast. You don't know who he is. You see him on a clip, right? And you see a couple of his clips, and then you become more interested, and then you recommend it to his long form channel. This is all happening on YouTube, could be on Reels and TikTok as well. And then so discoverability is actually now a thing for podcasts, right? So I'll start off the context that way. He says, again, podcasts are OP because discoverability is now very much a thing because of these short form platforms. And some of these short form platforms are actually going to recommend the videos to long form as well on YouTube. And so that's why he's pushing so hard on podcasts now.
Yeah, I think podcasting is huge. I've talked about the stat before that I found online, and it's less than 4 million podcasts. The last stat that was published that I found from a reputable source versus over 1 billion blogs. It's straight up just an open ocean of opportunity. There's just not that much competition. Another stat that I found was over 100 million people in the United States listen to podcasts on a regular basis. The audience is there. The question is, do you have a podcast and when are you really going to get into it? And I know the chances are you don't have a podcast, so you should create one.
Yep. Here's the other thing. We've maybe we haven't shared this before, but the retention on podcasts are second to none. And what I mean by that is when I look at a retention graph on YouTube for same video that we did, we had an episode on, eBay versus Amazon or something. And the retention graph on that one's about 45 to 50% on YouTube, which on YouTube, if you can get like 60% or so, you're in a pretty good spot. Now, when I take that same episode and I look at our Spotify analytics or our Apple analytics, it's basically 90%. And so if you want to build relationships at scale, if you want to really have the headspace, like take up headspace for a lot of people, then it's in your best interest to do a podcast. Now, it's on you to figure out how to say something interesting and how to differentiate yourself. But we've been doing this one for 5 years, I think, and I've been doing my other one for about 10 years. And so not only do you get to build long-term relationships, you get to learn a lot of amazing things. Other people get to learn from what you're doing. And now discoverability, because of other platforms, is becoming a thing for podcasts. And so now it's even more valuable than before. And by the way, like, the CPMs, if you're trying to, make money from podcasts, are crazy. And now if you can layer on your other channels as well and package them together, you're going to be able to do even better. So you can make your own little media company. Neil?
Same with advertising on podcasts. It's converting really well compared to a lot of the other channels that we see out there. Just like how radio still works and converts, assuming that you're with a relevant audience. It's a great strategy. And if you have a podcast, but you don't have an audience, funny thing that you could do if you want to be really popular is go advertise on other podcasts and make the ad for people to listen and subscribe to your podcast. Assuming the audiences are very similar, that's a really effective strategy for you to create a really popular one quickly.
Dude, and get on other podcasts too, right? Like if get on other podcasts, have that stuff chopped up, and then it's just gonna compound. And by the way, the final thing I'll add here is last month we did a 600,000 impression trade with the Jordan Harbinger show, and we grew a little bit. September was we had a day less in September, and we grew a little bit. So hey, this stuff works. So that is it for today. Do you want to say something?
Nope, that's it.
All right.
Make sure you rate, review this podcast.
See ya. Bye.